Hey, and Shalom. The King James Bible University, KJBU, is a place of learning dedicated solely to what thus said the Lord our God, JEHOVAH. The KJBU is not connected to any external organization in this world, as there are many. The Word of God is not monetized under the umbrella of the King James Bible University, the house of the lost sheep of JEHOVAH, the house of the lost sheep of Israel. It's free. We stand exclusively on the 1611 King James Bible with the Apocryphal. The Apocryphal, the books removed from between Malachi and Matthew in the 66 version of the King James book used elsewhere. All teachings, whether from elders, deacons, or brethren, are grounded strictly in the instructions and truth found within the complete version of the 1611 King James Bible alone. Our focus remains on rightly dividing the word of truth as it is written, without addition, subtraction, or outside influence of otherworldly doctrines. So, the transition. This is Brother Dwight. And this is Beauty is Her Name. No R&B. Same arena. And getting into it lightly. Beauty in the spiritual dictionary here. I'm gonna get back to this whoredom in a second. But beauty, tying to, which I thought I had this pulled up, but as you saw, but gonna be focusing on beauty, right? And spiritual dictionary, creation, glory, charm, virtue, righteousness. Here's the focus: her way, her law, her understanding, right? And the understanding for this lesson, as we saw a moment ago, whoredom. And where this is working, running with lust, naughtiness, prostitution. Here we go. Whoredom, right? Lewdness, idolatry, harlot. Running back up, being a whore, prostitute, unfaithfulness, fornication. Like yelling out back scratcher. So, the most common practice is to satisfy the desires of pleasure for various reasons: boredom, following a crowd, adrenaline junkie, etc. I'm no exception to this dance. This understanding was a part of my former beauty, that way of understanding, and I'm here to warn others against this practice. Because see, growing up, many figures in my life encouraged the trying the feel, air quotes here, or smelling the roses, referring to premarital sex, for life experience and finding the right partner. Foolishness. It's unprofitable because living according to the flesh is not perfect, and the search will never end looking for the air quote perfect flesh. Okay, so whoredom, Hosea 4:12, top left corner. Here we go, and it reads. Let's back this bus up right here so we can have this in clear view. Hosea 4:12, top left, and it reads, "My people ask counsel at their stocks, and their staff declareth unto them. For the spirit of whoredoms, lewdness, idolatry, being a harlot, a prostitute, unfaithfulness, fornication, hath caused them to err. Oops. I actually forgot to pause that. Hath caused them to err, and they have gone a whoring from under their God. So, running that back, Hosea 4:12, because I clearly forgot to pause that. My people ask counsel at their stocks, and their staff declareth unto them. For the spirit of whoredoms, prostitution, unfaithfulness, fornication, lewdness, idolatry, being a harlot, hath caused them to err. And they have gone a whoring from under their God, JEHOVAH, and asking their stocks, the men and the women, because both are doing it. It's all the same, living according to the flesh. So, of the many that told me this foolish, fleshly way, pattern, form, had a partner, the majority, but was still sleeping with different people other than their partner that they met with that practice and understanding of beauty. Which brings us here. Sirach, Ecclesiasticus 37:19. And it reads, there is one that is wise and teacheth many, and including yet is unprofitable to himself. Unprofitable? Let's check it out. Unfruitful, disobedient, sinful to himself, but not only himself, against the Most High. This posted street light revealing this pothole started a never-ending hunt for shining a light for others on this path for the kingdom's sake. So with that, let's start diving into it. And we're heading over to same chapter, Sirach, Ecclesiasticus 37 and now 27. Because this got dropped on my top, and I love to share it. And it reads, Sirach 37:27, right side of the screen. My son, prove thy soul in thy life, and see what is evil for it, and give not that unto it. What is that? That unprofitable, disobedient, sinful work. And for this lesson, this topic, whoredom. Because, okay, when this verse hit months ago, the topic, why am I thus? It became one of those verses that made my mind buffer. And for months now, yeah, this hit immediately as the mind was beginning to say, can I pet that dog? You know?
Can I pet that dog?
No.
Can I pet that dog?
No.
Can I pet that dog?
No, he's
Can I
sleeping.
pet that dog?
The dog.
Can
A
I pet
whole
that
gator.
dog?
You can go to sleep.
No, I can't go see because I need to talk to that dog and I'm doing it right now.
No.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That part. So, from here, Sirach 9 and 8. right? And it reads, turn away thine eye, that understanding, from a beautiful woman. Not locking it on females only. From a beautiful spirit, right? Let's get to it. Because as I've said before, women are not the only one that do this. This is, dog it? Yeah, a beautiful spirit, a beautiful guide of the flesh. So, again, turn away thine eye, understanding, from a beautiful woman guide, and look not upon another's beauty. For many, and I do mean many, have been deceived by the beauty, the guide of a woman, spirit, guide. For herewith love is kindled as comparing a fire. Oh, and it consumes. The dog that is desiring to be scratched, that's an itch. By petting the behavior of a dog with my hand and becoming consumed once again, one of the many reasons that a no is the response that comes from where we at? Proverbs 2:16. Let's get there. Here we go. Right side of the screen. Proverbs 2:16. The no came, and it reads, to deliver thee from the strange woman, the strange spirit guide, even from the stranger which flattereth with her words. Those words, instructions. Let's get there. Which we saw begins with eloquent, tying to the lips, speech, mouth, tongue. Let's back this bus up. Tying to venom. Okay, let's put word. There we go. That seed. That teaching. Because that, as we saw earlier, that beauty, her way, her wisdom, that guide, this teaching. And that word tying to labor. Proverbs 2:16, the Most High is telling us to deliver us from the strange woman guide. So from here, gonna head on over to 2 Corinthians. It's actually a lot faster if I just do this to get there. Oh, excuse me. THIAN. There we go. 2 Corinthians 11:3. And it reads 2 Corinthians 11:3. But I fear lest by any means, as comparing the serpent beguiled, seduced Eve through his subtlety, so your minds should be corrupted from the simplicity that is in Christ, JEHOVAH. So, from here, just running at the moment, because this is going somewhere. Heading over to Mark 13:22. And it reads, for false Christs and false prophets shall rise, and shall show signs and wonders, and to seduce, if it were possible, even the elect. Now, what is this sign? let's get here spiritual dictionary. These wonders, these acts, these affirmations, this evidence, right? Things are going to show like, oh, look, this is how me and my partner met, right? But the Maury show isn't popular for you are not the father for nothing. Both parties of that union, air quote, is doing the same thing, still living according to the flesh in search of the perfect flesh. So, remembering Sirach 37:27, prove thy soul. What is evil for it? And give not that unto it. Easily for me. Fornication. Also for many, this is a difficult thing to bite the bullet and give up. Well worth it. In the error of this beautiful way of understanding, I've committed compounded acts of adultery against the highest before I knew his way, spiritually and physically, indeed. Sought to find a wife by jumping from not only church to church, but also bed to bed, different women that my eye found beautiful, according to the flesh, that's never satisfied. Foolishness. So, let's take a look at harlots in action. Something like this would be carried out, right? Heading over to, well, starting at 2 Samuel 11, running down 2 through 4, right? And it reads 2 Samuel 11:2. Starting here. So, and it came to pass in the evening tide, spiritual blindness, that Dwight arose from off his bed and walked upon the roof. That roof, this was the stage for the choir in a church building, of the kings, that ruler of the building's house, right? And from the roof, the church choir podium, he saw a woman washing herself. That washing herself, she was catching the air quote ghost in the building from the choir singing. And the woman was very beautiful to look upon. Verse 3. And David and Dwight sent and inquired after the woman. I asked another member, hey, who that? And one said, is not this Bathsheba? We'll just go with that. The daughter of Eliam? Substitute the name, the self-appointed pastor's daughter. The wife? So, yeah, the wife of, it says Uriah, but we're going to go with Cain, the Hittite. So, rolling forward, verse 4. And David and Dwight sent messengers. Translate those messengers to today in the DM. Exchange numbers. We texting now. So let's continue to paint the picture. From here, we're going to take a look at what the conversation may look like, when we are talking to each other. Here's the conversation in the DM between the harlots. Proverbs. Not 30. 7, starting at 16. So, after a little time, conversation starts leading to something like this. I have decorated my bed with coverings of tapestry, with carved works, with fine linen of Egypt, bondage, silk sheets. Verse 17. I have perfumed my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. Bath and Body Works spray. Verse 18. Come, let us take our fill of love until the morning. Yeah, till morning. And continuing, Proverbs 7:18, let us solace ourselves with loves. 19. For the good man, in this case, the good woman, because already in a relationship, but hollering at Bathsheba here in the church building that just caught the holy, the ghost. Ain't nothing holy about it. Now, for the good woman is not at home, says he, but she is gone a long journey. But flip it. She's saying the same thing elsewhere to somebody hollering at her. Interesting, is it not? Interesting. And what happens on both ends? She getting hollered at, he hollering at somebody, 2 separate places. Back to 2 Samuel 11:4, picking it up at B. B. And he took her. And took her. The me taking her, also simultaneously her elsewhere that I'm in a relationship with, and she came in unto him, who was hollering at her. And he lay with her. Simultaneously, she lay with him. Elsewhere. So, afterward, actually, here we go. Afterward, Proverbs 30:20, and it reads, such is the way of an adulterous woman. She eateth and wipeth her mouth, and saith, I have done no wickedness. Back to 2 Samuel 11:4. What is this? A, B, C, D, E down. For she was purified from her uncleanness, male and female, that her, and she returned unto her house. In this example, this real world Gentile example, person A, myself, you can place yourself there, and person B, whom we're in a relationship with, as Gentiles, in a relationship with during that period, are in a committed relationship, air quotes, A and B exclusive, right? So A and B met operating according to the flesh at work, but continued to independently operate according to the flesh with outside persons of the A-B relationship. A, so me with C, Quana, whatever, that met at the club, and B, who my partner was, air quote, committed, with D, we'll say David, whoever that is, that met at the church building. Flip that, however, while maintaining the A and B relationship without A, me, telling B, whoever the girlfriend was, as a Gentile, and vice versa. Point is, don't be surprised when a fleshly Gentile relationship operating according to the flesh cheats and behaves with another operating according to the flesh from a different lifestyle. It causes more confusion than the daughters of Lot at a family reunion looking at name tags. That's actually hilarious. Anywho, press forward. Matthew 7 and 2. And it reads, "For with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged. And with what measure ye mete, it shall be measured to you again." With Matthew 7 and 2, what's good for you is good for them. They will love you the same way you love them by giving their body to another random person in the world, church, work, partying, whatever scene. Pressing forward. Operating according to the Spirit, Leviticus 19:18. "Thou shalt not avenge, nor bear any grudge against the children, servants of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Lord." From here, and I forgot to pause it. From here, Deuteronomy, 23, so close, 17. Reasons why we have laws. "There shall be no whore, prostitute." Let's get it back up. Harlot. There we go. Whore, prostitute, harlot, unfaithfulness, fornicator of the daughters of Israel, nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel. From here, heading over to Wisdom of Solomon 1, verse 12. And it reads, "Seek not death in the era of your life, and pour not upon yourselves destruction with the works of my hands." Verse 13. "For God made not death, neither hath he pleasure in the destruction of the living." From here, Jeremiah 14:10. And let's get here really quick. And it reads, "Every man is brutish, ignorant, carnal, foolish, unreasonable in his knowledge. Every founder is confounded by the graven image, which is exactly what that whoredom is. That beauty of whoredom is a graven image. That way of life. For his molten image is falsehood. And there is no breath, no life in them. And while we're here, and we got brutish up, let's go ahead and hit this confounded. Dog it. Too many E's. There we go. Yeah. It's confusion. It's being discomfited, perplexed, dismayed, put to shame. And feel free to run these another time. But we running with this almost at the end here. And actually I may branch off into another lesson about this. Because this goes so much deeper. So much. And from here, heading over to Deuteronomy 30, picking it up at 14, going down to 19. And kicking it up. And we're going to close it with this at 19. And Deuteronomy 30, 14. But the word is very nigh unto thee, in thy mouth, and in thy heart, that thou mayest do it. 15. See, I have set before thee this day life and good, and death and evil. Prove thy soul. Deuteronomy 30:16. And that I command thee this day to love the Lord, the Spirit of God, thy guide, to walk in his ways and to keep his commandments and his statutes and his judgments, that thou mayest live and multiply. And the Lord, Spirit of thy God, guide, shall bless, give wisdom and knowledge thee in the land whither thou goest to possess it. 17. But if thine heart turn away, so that thou wilt not hear, but shalt be drawn away and worship other lowercase g gods, idols, and serve them. Remembering Hosea 4:12, taking counsel from over there, that stock of the flesh. Jumping back, Deuteronomy 30:18. I denounce unto you this day that ye, you, me, all us shall surely perish, and that ye shall not prolong your days upon the land, whither thou passest over Jordan to go to possess it. Closing verse, Deuteronomy 30:19. I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore, choose life, that both thou and thy seed may live. With that, for now, I thank you for your time. And this may be picked up later for another part. But again, thank you for your time. I hope someone was edified. And shalom.